alive, just where is Angelus Street? I'd come home for lunch anyway, Bree said evasively. Very few people knew that the only clients who could find 66 Angelus were the dead ones. The law firm of Beaufort and Company had another office on Bay Street for those clients currently among the living, but renovations were still in progress after a deadly fire. Bree offered her usual diversionary fib. Mama might have told you the Angelus Street office is temporary until Great-Uncle Franklin's old offices are ready for me to move into. Anyhow, it's much more comfortable here. Here was the family townhouse overlooking the Savannah River. It sat at the end of a row of rehabbed brick buildings, 2 stories above the cobblestone-lined river walk. Bree loved the location. She could clatter down the steps with their wrought iron rails and walk to the brick bulwarks of the centuries-old wharf and her favorite shops in less than 3 minutes. I hardly think you'd want to meet Carrie Alice in the kitchen instead of a nice, professional-looking office, Sissy complained. She shook her head. Whatever. I guess you can get on out to Carrie Alice's place on Tybee Island just as easy. She reached over, twirled Bree's yellow pad, and wrote down an address and phone number. Be best if you followed me there. I've got a late afternoon massage over at the spa. Bree needed new clients, but she wasn't wild about representing a kid who'd ripped off an 8-year-old Girl Scout. I'm sure the family lawyer is well equipped to handle something like this. If not, I can give her a referral to an attorney better suited to criminal law than I am. I'll be happy to meet with Carrie Alice and tell her so. And what's the family name, Aunt Sissy? Chandler. Now that was interesting. As in Probert Chandler? The drugstore king? Marlowe's, that's the one. Pots of money, of course, which is another reason I thought about you right off. It can't be easy starting out all on your own, and it's a case that will get you a lot of attention. I was thinking about a defense, Bree, honey. Probert's been dead less than 4 months, and here his little girl is stealing cookie money in broad daylight. I heard something about Chandler's death. He wasn't very old, late 50s, I think. 58. Car accident, Sissy said with a shake of her head. All by his lonesome on Skidaway Road in a rainstorm. She flung her hands wide. Clearly, the child is suffering from some kind of displaced grief. Delayed some, too, since it happened 4 months ago, Bree said. She remembered the accident now. It had made international news, the way anything Probert Chandler did. Marlowe's Drugstores, Inc. had annual revenues that rivaled the GNP of a small South American nation. Probert Chandler was famous for building the mega-corporation up from a nothing drugstore located in Portland, Oregon. That, and for his unpretentious lifestyle. The car he'd been driving when he went off Skidaway Road to glory was a Buick. Sissy beamed. This kid's case is just the sort of thing that can put you on the map, lawyer-wise. Bree tapped her pen against her teeth. She didn't want cases that got her a lot of attention. She had her hands full with the weirdness of her current caseload. The last thing she needed was a spotlight on the activities of Beaufort and Company. On the other hand, at least some of her clients had to be alive and ready to pay reasonable fees. She looked down at her feet, where her dog Sasha lay curled up nose to tail. Somebody had to keep him in kibble and the office rent paid, not to mention keeping up with the pitifully small salaries of her secretary and paralegal. And that somebody would be her. But, she said, the Chandler family's got lawyers up the wazoo, Aunt Sissy. I don't see what I can bring to the party. Sissy put her hands on her hips and snorted. You're kidding me, right? Is this 17-year-old teenager going to relate better to you or some middle-aged pot-bellied banker type who's only interested in protecting the family name? You're 28 and gorgeous. You're somebody she can talk to, Bree. Bree made a face.